Of Warships Legends. I am Shield Sniper 084, and today we're going to be looking at the Tier 7 French battleship Richelieu. Now the battleship Richelieu is the lead ship of the Richelieu class of fast battleships. Richelieu was a French fast battleship, the lead ship of the Richelieu class, built as a response to the Italian Littorio class. The Richelieus were based on their immediate predecessors of the Dunkirk class, with the same unconventional arrangement that grouped their main battery forward in two quadruple gun turrets. They were scaled up to accommodate a much more powerful battery of 8 380mm 15-inch guns compared to the 330mm 13-inch guns of the Dunkirks, which increased armor to protect them from guns of the same caliber. Richelieu was laid down in 1935 and launched in 1939, just before the outbreak of World War II in Europe, as war with Germany became increasingly likely. Work on the ship was rushed to prepare her for commissioning in April of 1940. So if we go and zoom in, here you can see her two quad 15-inch gun turrets, which, reading up on this, she went to New York for a thorough overhaul and refit. And, you know, the U.S. was producing ships with 16-inch rifles at the time. So when I was reading up on it, I was like, okay, how were they able to repair her guns? Because one of her guns one of the barrels was completely destroyed. I mean, and come to find out, they went and took the barrels of the incomplete Jean Bart, yes, the same Jean Bart that the USS Massachusetts went and gave a can of American whoop-ass to. So they went and took those barrels from Jean Bart, removed the turret roofs, which are right there, and damaged the guns out and replaced them with the guns of Jean Bart. So that's how they were able to do it. Now I have her fully maxed out, and as you can see a 40. You can see a lot of American 40mm Bofors, which, you know, at that time they had a huge nasty bite on them. Also, I do have the Independence Day flag. Now let's go and get to the overview. So she's fast, she has nimble aim, and she has sure shot. One of the most successful and well-balanced new generation battleships in the world. The ship was equipped with 380mm guns, had a high speed, strong armor, and very good torpedo protection. The disadvantage of concentrating the ship's main guns on the bow were compensated by the favorable turret traverse angle. Entered service 1940. Ships in a series 2, meaning Richelieu and Jean Bart. Now here is her armor. You have 32mm of bow and stern armor. can cause 406 or lower caliber AP shells to ricochet. And then so if we go and boom, 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 and boom. So her citadel is just slightly up above the waterline. So, you know, you don't want to go broadside in the ship, because that's suicide. And I do believe the same is with Jambar. Hit points, I have 60,510. Armor, 18 to 430. Torpedo damage reduction, 35. So it ain't great. Reload time, 29.5. AA defense. Maneuverability, maximum speed, 32 knots. So she actually is a fast battleship. I have, and this is a new one, I have Armament Durability Mod 1. Increases the HP of the main, secondary, and AA guns, but lower the overall HP of the ship. I have Propulsion Mod 2. Target Acquisition System Mod 1, given the fact that it's really the only one you can get. And instead of doing main battery or second battery Mod 3, I decided to go with AA Guns Mod 3. And then you have Targeting System 7 MLE 2. Propulsion Engine 155,000 horsepower. And then you have Richelieu Hull B, which is her post New York refit, which is interesting because she actually was retrofitted and modernized in New York. So that's a nice little thing. Also, I have Robert Ginjard, level 15. I have Flammable Cannoneer, which I will change actually right now. So I have not the one for Nuisance, Crisscross, Marksmanship, and Reaching Out XXL with Will to Rebuild. I have Azure Lane Queen Elizabeth, and I have Andrew Cunningham. So going back, she has, and you can't change these, so you have HE and you have AP, and you have engine boost, and you have enhanced secondary targeting, and then you have 3 repair parties and unlimited damage control party. I mean, when playing this ship, really, always battle tank, because, I mean, you're going to want to, but, I mean, she's a bit of a unique ship to play. But if you're like me, I don't like going in reverse, so, yeah. I just don't like going in reverse. Also, yes, we are playing AI. And a lot of people are like, well, why do you play AI? You know, yada, yada, yada. You know, go and play standard. Well, if you have a new ship and you don't know how you want to go and do your play style with that ship, because each ship is different, you'll just get completely obliterated in standard. I mean, they don't fool around. But in AI, you know, you're going up against bots. That gives you, 1, to test your capabilities, 2, to see which commander you like, and 3, to determine what your play style is. Now here I am. So we have 2 legendaries, all of them are AI, and with me we have me, Georgia, and Massachusetts. And like I said, I don't like going in reverse. So, she ain't that bad of a ship. And we have an enemy Richelieu. So, as it's stated, she's able to go up against guns of her own battery, well, of her own caliber. So let's just see how well. Now, as you can see, we go and hit the Charles Martel Fort 1 Citadel, and we're up 20,070. Now that Charles Martel fires at us, and he barely takes anything. Well, he barely takes any damage away from us. So Charles Martel's out of the picture, now it's Richelieu. And I want to see how quick. Okay, so we get a good, decent chunk off of him. We have an Edinburgh. Also, the one thing I find interesting with this ship is she tends to sink, like, after you, like, if you die in her, she tends to sink really quick. And we have in Iowa. Well, that was... Well, I mean, it's a shame we weren't able to go up against the Richelieu, but... Honestly, the one thing I really like about the... So we managed to get an incapitation on Iowa. So the one thing that I like about this ship is, well, she was actually sent to join the British in the hunt for Tirpitz, which was the German Bismarck-class battleship. And she was sent to join them, but they decided that having multiple battleships go after one battleship was too excessive, so she went on to join the British out in the Pacific, and that's where she stayed mostly for the rest of the war. So she was hit by a torpedo, and she had some hull deformation happen to her. So when she went to New York, they actually partially rebuilt and got that whole deformation fixed. But in a way, I mean, it was still kind of there. Now, after the war, there was at least one and only one, like the first and the last time, that her and her sister, Jean Bart, actually sailed together. So... I mean, she ain't a bad ship. Obviously, this is going to be a quick match. But, but, I mean, if you're looking to get this ship and go through the entire French battleship line, go for it, because I mean it's It's definitely a ship you'll want to pick up. Also, USS Massachusetts is back in the store. So if you're thinking about picking up the Massachusetts or Big Mammy, I highly recommend you go and do that. She is in the store for 750,000 global XP, which is this green right here. So if you're looking to pick her up, I highly recommend you do. She's a great ship. You'll love her. I love her. I already have her sister, the Alabama, so I had to go and get Big Mammy. So unfortunately, I do not have Jean Bar, but I have Richelieu, which, I mean, that's better than nothing, really. So if you're looking to get this ship, I highly recommend it. It's a great ship. You just, again, when or if you do get her, always do AI. I mean, because you really never know how you're going to want to play her. So this has been my review of the Richelieu. Not a lot. I mean, she was rushed. Yes, she was damaged when the French, because frankly, and I do apologize if I offend anybody from France, but the Admiral was a snotty jackass. So she was damaged in the port of... She was damaged in a French port when the British went to give a ultimatum to the French, and they said no. They essentially were like, we're just not going to do anything. And so she was damaged, and the Free French, who defied the Vichy government, actually took her to the United States to be thoroughly retrofitted and modernized. So this has been my review of the Richelieu. If you like it, hit that like button. Please subscribe, comment if you would like to, and I'll go and see you in an upcoming video.